MacVoices is supported by ATTO, the power behind the storage. Visit atto.com to learn more. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, we haven't done a Mac Jury show for a long time, and usually it just means we can't get enough people together. But this is the start of our holiday gift guide shows. These are always some of the most fun shows we do each year because it's getting four of us together, three friends of mine. Most of them you are already familiar with on MacVoices. Once in a while we sneak in a dark horse. But the rules here are simple. We do 3 or 4 rounds of gift picks, and the only rules are that this panel or any future panel can't pick something someone else has already picked. So as a result, because this is the first, there are no restrictions. So God knows where we're going to go with this. And we encourage things that plug in to make them tech-oriented, but that rule is almost never followed, so I almost never even mention it anymore. So with that, let's find out who's here to kick us off for 2019 gift guides. In no particular order, I'm just going to go around my screen. Mr. David Ginsburg is here. Thank you, David, for coming. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Great to be here. Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
It is. It always is. Princess Kelly herself, Ms. Kelly Guimont. Kelly, good to have you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm rocking the R2 shirt today. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Shredder's full.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And last but absolutely not least, Mr. Mark Fuccio is back with us. Mark, it's good to see you.
Chuck, thanks for the invitation, and I can't believe we're dialing into the end of the year. Time has flown.
Oh, I know. It is hard to believe. And we're going to try to get a few more gift shows out ahead of the Black Friday season for 2 reasons. First, as Mike Potter pointed out to me in the last MacVoices, the whole big holiday shopping weekend comes a little bit later this year. But
yes.
Also, the media and everybody seems to be pushing the holiday shopping season earlier and earlier. Everybody wants to get their hands in your pockets earlier. So we're going to try to get some of these ideas out so that if you're buying gifts for other people, you have plenty of time to take advantage of getting them or getting the best deals you can find on them. Or if you're buying for yourself, same thing. You want the best deals you can. So I'm just going to keep the order I just started out with because it's easy and that way I can remember it. So David, you get the first pick.
Wow, I am really honored to do this. So this is, I mean, and I think I'm going to break your rule already because this isn't a physical item, and it just got released today. Disney Plus, why not? A new subscription to Disney Plus. Disney Plus just came out today as we record this on November 12th, and $6.99 a month for the folks in the U.S. And you can start a free trial this week, and I think it's a great service. I started playing with it a little bit this morning, and I was absolutely thoroughly amazed at how good of the quality of the video was on my iPhone as well as my iPad. There was very little of any breaking up in the stream, but obviously we'll find out tonight when we try it, when like everybody's at home and they're playing with it. But I think that'd be a great gift for anybody who is a Marvel, Star Wars, of course, Kelly, and others and other great titles that are on the Disney Plus service. I'm pretty excited about it, and I thought, why not kick that off and give that as a gift to start things off for the Christmas season?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about The Mandalorian. I've watched it twice because the debut of the service was midnight Eastern, which means it came to my house at 9:00 last night. So I've now watched the first episode of The Mandalorian twice, and I have a bunch of feelings about it. And yeah.
Okay.
But yes, it's an awesome idea. And yeah, that's a whole other podcast, I assure you. And it's probably coming from the incomparable. But it was using the service is really nice. I had it on a mobile device and on the Apple TV. It works really well, and so far I've been really happy with it.
Okay, I like it. I mean, it's certainly an affordable gift, and it's one that potentially can be used for little kids the whole way up to the 4 big kids that are here on this show. So yeah.
I'll also add that you can get a package deal with it too. You can get Hulu and ESPN Plus for $12.99 a month. So I mean, Why not? Hulu's got even more stuff, so you can even package it all together in one subscription and have at it with all kinds of great streaming items on there.
Oh, wow, even more TV and video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and even more viable options if you decide that you don't want cable anymore is really what.
Well, there you go. I can cut the cord. I've been seriously thinking about that for a long time too. So.
Yeah.
And David is just baiting me because it drives me crazy that they always want to stick in ESPN. They want to tack on ESPN on everything and make you pay for it. So I got nothing against
Plus. It's ESPN Plus, so you don't have to have it.
Forcing it on you, yeah. At least
so, Chuck, are you confusing with C-SPAN? I mean, there are some.
That's right.
ESPN is sports. It's not. It's not clouds in Washington.
Full contact debate.
Yeah. It's turning into that. It's at some point.
Yeah, I'm only sort of kidding.
Yeah, I know. All right, good first pick. So Kelly's, I feel like David may have stolen that one right out from under you, given your attire, but I'll let you tell me what your second pick is.
Okay, so that's actually not true, but my birthday is Saturday, and so tonight, because it's Tuesday and traditionally we have karaoke on Tuesdays around here, because there's a deal on Tuesday nights, I'm going to Kellyoke almost as soon as we're done recording here because it's karaoke, but for my birthday. So I figured I had to dress up. And so this is what it looks like when Kelly dresses up. That's where we're at. My pick is two tech things, but neither of them plug in either. Haha. We're such rebels on this program. So my first pick is a tile. And tile, you may look familiar. They come in black as well, and they have this little loop-de-doo on them so that you can clip them to stuff. And one of the great things about I have two. I have this one that's attached here. I also have one on my keys. And the great thing about them is that they work both directions. I think this is a thing that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, which is you can pull out this little thing is a Bluetooth tracking device, and you register it with an app on your phone. And then when you look at the app on your phone, you can go, where are my keys? And you push the button for your keys, and the one of these on your keys will play a little song until you find your keys. And then you go back to your phone, you go, found it, and then it stops making the noise. But the other thing is that if you can't find your phone, but you have your keys, you can push this button. This is a little clicky button here, the little tile logo. You can push that, and then it will make noise on your phone until you can track your phone down, which is also nice. So what I have mine connected to, so that I don't lose it. Before I forget, the second piece that makes Tile awesome is that tiles also build like a mesh network with other tiles. So like if you are at the airport and you set your keys down and walk very far away from them, any tile in the area is going to also help relay the location of yours. So if you lose something in an airport or like in a place that's very densely populated, there's a good chance that you'll be able to find it because all those other tile users are sort of amplifying the signal of the thing of yours. So what mine is connected to is a 12 South case for AirPods. And this is super groovy because it's got the clip. So you can clip it to your backpack or, like a strap somewhere or the belt loop on your jeans or whatever you want to do. And then, so it's got this nice little clip that attaches to it. And then it's also got a cutout in the bottom. So if you have a charging cable for your AirPods, then you can just plug them in the bottom. Mine are the wireless charging. So because I have the latest iteration of what we have to now call mere mortal AirPods. The nice thing, the unexpected advantage of having clipped a tile to this is that I have a wireless charging mat or stand for my phone, so it kind of holds my phone upright, and this will hang there so that it charges on the wireless thing. Anyway, I can just sort of like let it dangle there, and then it will charge these wirelessly too. So the tiles come in a bunch of different configurations. They're super inexpensive, and they do come with a door on the battery. One of the major problems with the first iteration is that they were sort of disposable. Once the battery was dead, you couldn't do anything. These have replaceable batteries. They've just come out with ones that are stickers. They have some that are like credit card size. So you can tuck it in your wallet. Make sure you don't lose your wallet. They're pretty great. And then the 12 South AirPods case has a name that AirSnap, that I'm totally forgetting until I saw it on the back. And it comes in a few different colors. I have a dark blue leather. There's also tweed options. And I think they're about $20 or $30. So maybe somebody's getting AirPods. This is a really nice way to keep them protected and to keep that shiny white case continuing to be shiny white as long as possible.
So it took till the second pick for somebody to steal my gift, one of my ideas.
Oh, but yours is good too. What's yours though? Because yours is not the same as mine. Mine's not silicone.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was Kelly's second pick? I mean, her first pick was the wireless thing.
Yeah, but the case that
the tile in the case
allows you to connect it.
The case is the second thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's a knockoff, Kelly. It was very, but it is the same.
But it's so nice.
Same thing, But yeah, it first of all, it gives your AirPods a different color, but also it gives it just a little protection, and both for the case and for them should you drop it. So yeah, right. Good pick, very good pick. And the tiles, I keep tiles in all my luggage. I keep tiles in everything, just so I have an idea of where they are, and that's a great thing because if I get to the airport and I'm worried about my checked luggage getting there, it's registering on my tiles. So
How far away is it from me? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I can feel good. And if it's, like more than 200 miles, I start to worry. So,
Yeah. And they do go on sale, and Tile themselves, I know you can get deals on them elsewhere, but Tile themselves has deals occasionally. And I'm sure they'll have something for Black Friday or some sort of preview of Black Friday. That's kind of the other thing, is that all of those Black Friday deals have sort of crept earlier. So, you can probably get a deal on like a stack of them and then just sort of dish them out. Like, this is the year everybody stops losing stuff for Christmas, and then just, drop them in everybody's stocking or whatever.
Yeah. Good picks. Mark, first round, what do you got?
First round. Okay, I got lucky here. I was nervous there for a second, but my pick is going to be the new AirPods Pro. So it's certainly on my my wish list for this year. It's nice and small, will fit in the stocking. I waited. I got the second generation of AirPod or AirPods in late spring, early summer. I was hoping that those would have noise cancellation. They don't, but the new AirPods Pro do. And that's, I think for me, one of the key factors, because, I have a set of Bose headphones that I use on airplanes, the little, in-ear bud model. And those are great. But the problem with them is you still have wires. You still have wires and stuff that are attaching you to the device. So I realized, I think this is maybe the third or fourth show in a row where I've nominated various audio devices for for gifts. But, I guess maybe I'm a sucker for good quality audio, and especially anything that just on the airplane will deaden that roar, I think is well worth it. The AirPods Pro are a little bit more expensive. I think they're $80 or $100 more than the normal one. But, I think for the extra functionality, it is probably certainly worth it. And, I hope Santa knows where we are, and actually, you could fit a lot of them into a stocking. So, hope.
It'd be an expensive
stocking. Else has them here, as you can see here.
David is modeling. David is modeling.
Okay.
As you see those, I do have them in my ears right now. So I will second that. I had it on my list. You got it for me. Good. And I did travel with it last week. I had it the day it came out, and I jumped on a plane on that Thursday. So I can definitely attest that it was amazing. I mean, I have a QC35 headphones, but do I really want to carry those around with me? They're so big. But I always love those when I'm traveling on a plane because like you said, the noise canceling. love the way they you can go between transparency to noise canceling or turn it off. Big fan, and the rubberized ear pieces that you can. There's 3 different sizes, and I got one to fit perfectly. And Apple also has the little app that allows you to. It'll tell you if they fit perfectly or not. So
yeah. So could you describe what's your sensory experience with transparency mode?
I can describe it in the sense that I have it on right now because I can still hear what's going on behind me and around me in the room. But I still get good quality sound from listening to you speaking to me right now. But when I switch it to noise canceling, you definitely can tell a huge difference where it blocks out all the noise around you, especially on a plane. You're right. I mean, you're hearing the roar of the engines and the noise and the air, and I think was thoroughly impressed what Apple did with these AirPods, and very impressed with them. So,
yes, so I heartily recommend it and look forward to holiday gifts.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully, I mentioned my birthday is Saturday.
Mine was just this past Sunday. So I've already had my gifts. So thank you.
Yes, we haven't figured out how to send AirPods through email, Kelly, yet.
Yeah.
But they're on my Amazon wish list, and you can go on.
She's got an answer for everything.
She does.
Yeah. So the only downside, Kelly, is it seems like they have a 3-week delivery backlog.
Yeah.
Oh, I can be patient if I know they're coming. That's fine.
Oh.
I got extremely lucky when I went. I pre-ordered them online and had them pick it up at the store. And I went to the store that day, and they had tons of them. I was like shocked. I said, "Boy, I thought these things would be sold out for sure."
I think they learned their lesson with the last AirPods.
Yeah, by Friday and by Saturday, I was in the store again for another reason, and they were already sold out. So
this may be a record that in the first round of the first show, we've had 2 steals already. This is a competitive year. Well, I'll finish out round 1 with the idea of putting a security camera in your home. There are a lot of options out there. And what I found, though, is that they all offer so many features that you never really use. And so that's one of the reasons I want to recommend the Wyze Pan Cam. I have this in my home. And listen, anytime you're going to put a camera in your home, you have to be a little worried about security. And I've really seen anybody that claims that Wyze has had any breaches or issues or concerns, which you really can't say for some of the other large companies who shall remain nameless, Amazon, Google, any of those, that have cameras. Linksys, yeah. So the Pan Cam is great because you can control it with an app on your phone. And so you can turn it and aim it in the designated room where you want. One thing they did this year, because I've had it now for over a year, they, through a software upgrade, before it was motion detection. And I would sometimes get false positives with like a sudden burst of light or something coming through the room. Now they have person detection. So it's not reliant just on motion, but it can tell you if there's a person in the room, and it works. That's the really interesting thing about it. And I love this because I took a trip a few weeks ago, and of course, as fate would have it, the morning I'm leaving, my water heater decides to flood the basement. And so I called a guy that I know, and he was taking care of it for me while I was gone. Well, I was watching him, take care of it the whole time through the camera. And he didn't even know about it. So, it's not that I was hiding anything. It's just one of those things that, you kind of forget it's there until you need it. And then, boy, is it ever really nice. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty affordable. The price for the Pan Cam is $36.59. There's one that can't be panned that is cheaper. For the price of some of the others, you can buy 2, maybe 3 of these and put them in different rooms of your house or different floors of your house. And the app is very friendly and very easy to use. It's just, if you want cameras in your home, and that's a whole nother show, folks, but if you want cameras in your home for security and surveillance, this is the way to go. Oh, and I should have mentioned that it also has night mode as well. So you get a pretty darn good picture, even in pitch black dark. So go check it out.
Is it battery operated?
Oh, thank you, David. No.
Ironically,
no
I have one.
Yes. No, that's not the Pan.
No, this is not the Pan, but
right.
This is the Wise Cam. I have a Pan one downstairs, but yes, they're awesome and so cheap.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how they do it, but they're doing it, and they've been doing it now for a while. So I'm very comfortable recommending them as something that you can invest in several. Yep. And feel good about it.
Do you have to subscribe to anything to use those?
Nope.
Okay, they win.
Yeah, you can buy some additional cloud recording time, but I think it's like they give you a very, very generous amount to start with. And then if you want, to retain a whole lot of recordings, you can obviously pay for that, but you don't need to.
So where does the audio get streamed to? Do you give a local device and streams to a local NAS or computer?
You connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then it will stream audio and video, and it does have two-way mics, so you can talk to the house if you want to, and from your iPhone.
And is it battery operated, or do you need a power supply?
Power.
Yeah, it comes with a power supply, or you have to plug it in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it also has, if you see it on here, a micro SD card slot on each camera. So if you want to put a micro SD card in here, you can have each camera record onto that SD card instead of paying for the cloud service.
Yep.
Frankly, that's one I'd forgotten about, David.
Yeah.
So because I just use it, to make sure nobody's crawling around my house.
See it at the bottom of this camera.
Yeah.
And I assume it has a motion activated mode, so that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's where you can set it for that, or if you don't want those false positives, you can wait until it says, "Hey, there's a person there," and that's just such a nice enhancement. And they didn't charge you for the upgrade. It's just, your camera has a new feature.
Oh, it's awesome.
So,
nice.
Thank you.
I hope you spend some money. So that's round one. David, round two, take us in.
All right. Of course, I have an iPad, as everybody always knows. I have the iPad 11-inch, the Pro. And I found this most amazing case. I've been looking for a case for a while that holds the pencil. The pencil is such a pain to have to always be magnetic, and you always worry it's going to come off. Well, this is called the Muse Case. It's, if you can see that there. And it's leather. And what's great about it is it's magnetic, but also it's magnetic at the back of the iPad. This is a little tilt that comes out. You can have it angle almost all the way down to flat and have it set right in front of you, especially on a plane where you want it to be almost near flat, and it's not, and it does that. So I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of it as well as the leather. If you didn't notice on here, if I'm showing on the camera, the pencil is got a spot at the top here, so it also allows for it to charge because the magnetic is there. But what they did was they also put in a slot here in the back of the case where now you can keep your pencil right here, and it just holds right in place. So then I don't have to. It doesn't always have to charge, but it's right there, and I don't ever have to worry about it falling off. Really, really good quality. Really good quality case. This one I'm showing is for the 11-inch. They do have. I was looking at Amazon. They do have it for the 10.2-inch. The 7th gen, and so you can buy for different ones. This one for the Pro 11 is $54.99 for the black. They charge a little more for different colors if you want. Like I think there's a purple, a blue, and a red. But awesome quality. I was very, very impressed with this company. It's called the Muse Case, and magnetic. Awesome little case. I was really impressed with it.
Is that MUSE?
MUSE, yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Muse Case.
Very nice. Kelly?
Okay. So mine is my next pick is sort of an interesting pick. So stick with me for a minute. My pick is this little pouch right here. The one in particular I have is from Bihn, and it's called a 3D organizer cube. Mine is in red ballistic. And the reason that I like it is because go find out about ballistic nylon and get back to me. But basically, this bag is bulletproof is where we're starting. Okay. So you can jam it full of everything. And we don't have time for me to tell you all the different configurations that I have jammed these full of. But it also comes with a mesh side. So you can have mesh on the sides so that you can see into it, or you can have the one that's 100% ballistic. And what's really nice is you can open it up. Like I use these, the primary purpose for these is that all the stuff I carry around in my backpack, all my cables and all my adapters and little bits of stuff, all that stuff goes in one of these. And then this goes in my laptop bag. And that's how I make sure that I keep everything nice. And then the other thing that I am suggesting with this is another two-parter is, yes, I'm kicking it old school with this example, but it's a retractable cable. Behold it in all its 30-pin glory. And here's why. Because first of all, it's a really long cable. So but you drop it in your backpack like this and it never gets tangled. So this cable doesn't ever tangle up. And another way that you can upgrade your cables is they make a lot of these now, especially as we are moving, the inevitable march toward everything being USB-C. You can get cables pop off and there's a second end that's something else. So this cable right here will charge a 30-pin iPod if you happen to kick it old school the way Kelly does. And it will also charge something that's micro USB. So they also make these that are like the top is lightning, you peel it back and it's USB-C, or lightning and micro. So, like I travel and I like to take my Kindle with me. And that way I know my phone can be charged and my Kindle can be charged, whichever one it is that I need, because the Kindle doesn't usually need charged every night. So, and then when you buy a nice retractable cable, you just take the cable and roll it all back up again. And then when you drop it in your bag, everything in your bag is ready to go. And it's very easy to find what you need. And it's very easy to fish out what you need. So those are my picks, because also something like this is also pretty inexpensive. Even when I bought this at the time, I think it was $30, which is what you would pay for a 30-pin cable in the first place. And I got like a whole nother cable in it for free because it was micro USB. And so this is also this or a two, or if you just want to go with a 2-in-1 cable, those are really nice ways to make sure that you're sort of upgrading the stuff that you kind of have to carry around with you. I have a 2-in-1 cable that's lightning and micro USB that I use with my battery, the battery pack I carry in my purse. And that way I only have to carry that one cable because it charges off micro USB. So I just pop off the end and charge up the battery. And then when I need to charge my phone, I just put the end back on and I can charge my phone off that same cord. So very, very handy and not very expensive, as long as you have kind of an idea of the gear that the person that you're buying gifts for has to charge up.
Kelly, just to be clear, it's a ballistic nylon case. It's not a hard shell case. It's a soft case.
Oh yeah, it's very squishy. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they have to be, because otherwise I couldn't jam them as full of stuff as I inevitably end up stuffing them. And these come from lots of places. Like I said, mine are specifically from Bihn. The thing I love about these being the red ballistic nylon is that the inside of my bag, which is a Bihn backpack, full disclosure, I carry a Bihn backpack. The inside of my bag is also red ballistic nylon, so these coordinate, which is super nice. But just in general, having a little zippy pouch, even if it's just, I know a lot of people who use like a nylon, like a shaving kit, kind of a zipper pouch. And just if you can just get kind of all your cables and your headphone stuff and all that in a place that you can just pick up and drop in your backpack, it's super convenient.
Yeah, agreed. Good picks. Good practical picks.
Well, I know you're going to get people that are going to give you like, a trip to the dark side of the moon for, to do some sort of something. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be up with everybody's budget too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my next pick is travel related, and what it is a device I've had for almost a year. It's a Western Digital. They're My Passport Wireless, and it basically is it's like a little hard drive with a built-in NAS attachment, and it's about twice the width, the square of iPhone squared, and about 3/4 of an inch thick, and it has a USB 3 cable. That's a predecessor model to the one I have, David. Thank you for holding that up. Has USB 3, so you can use that to charge it. It also is very interesting operation modes in that with the USB 3, you can use that to download content on it. And you do that at USB, or basically at the hard drive internal transfer speeds, 50 to 70 megabytes a second, versus over Wi-Fi, where maybe you'll get 20 or 25 if you have a good connection. And the way I use this mostly is when traveling, you'll load it up and you put all sorts of movies, you put your music library on there. The model I got was 2 terabytes. I paid about $125 for it a year ago. In prep for this show, I see that the price has gone up about $25, but Amazon being Amazon, I'm sure they oscillate around. And since they know I bought it once, I probably won't get the low price as somebody else who's never seen it for the first time. Just being a little cynical about Amazon's dynamic pricing.
What?
But yes. But it's a really great unit. You set it up and you set a password. There's a couple ways to access it. It has its own app, that you load on your iPad or your iPhone, and you can access content on it directly. Or since it has an SMB mount and it's wireless, if you use other file management tools, like I use the Documents app by Readle, for getting access. I think that seems to me a little bit more robust than the WD app, at least in my experience. So it's a great way to access content, and for a little tiny thing, you can put hundreds of movies and other stuff on it. So if you're out on a cruise or waiting on an airport or something, you can just pop it open and watch a video. So it's a really great device. One other benefit for photographers is it has a SD slot in it, so you can plug in your card, and it will automatically upload the photos on it. It gives you a number of configuration options when you first set it up, of whether it'll upload them or whether it wants to upload from the card, then erase the card so that it's available for your future use on your camera. And so, that's some additional utility. Also, in addition to having spinning hard drives, they have SSD models, which obviously are more expensive because of the price differential for SSD for spinning magnetic drive storage, but those are available if you're worried about shock and vibration, as well as you want higher performance. You can certainly get that out of the SSD. So for entry price of about $150 for a 2 terabyte model, spinning drive, up to about 2 terabytes of SSD that goes for about $600. There's a variety of price and capacity points in between. There's 1, 2, and 3 terabyte hard drive models, as well as I think it's 500, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte SSD models. So, overall, it's a great device. I've used it a lot. We have another person there, David, has one. What are your thoughts? What would you recommend to our viewers?
Yeah, no, this was an older one I bought a few years ago that I use. Actually, that's why I have it sitting here on my desk, because I use it as just for a backup. Back in the day, it was a neat little device for being a NAS, a wireless device where you can just connect to this drive and be able to copy things over. But nowadays, this is a mechanical drive, so I would love to have a solid state drive in this in its place, because it just performance. I did definitely notice that it was slow. But back when I bought this, probably at least 2 years ago now, it was state of the art. I mean, to have a NAS type device to be able to create like a wireless network to copy things over from your mobile devices as well as your computer was pretty slick.
Yes. So back to you, Chuck.
No, looks good. Looks good. It's interesting. We're all looking for more storage, and now we're looking for more storage on the go. Like you said, Mark, on a plane or on a cruise ship or wherever, we want to have more and more of our stuff available. And there was a time I would have said that, Wi-Fi and all that was going to be adequate. And I don't think it isn't adequate anymore, because you have so many people wanting to tap into that bandwidth that you have to make some arrangements of your very own. So, okay, so I'm going to finish off. I seem to be obsessed with cameras right now. I'm going to recommend the Ring Video Doorbell 2. Or the Ring Video Doorbell 1, which is a bit cheaper. But I've really come to appreciate the idea of having a video camera at my door that allows me to answer the door from anywhere. I don't have to open the door. I don't even have to be home. I can be driving 200 miles away, and whoever's on the other side of that door doesn't know whether I'm home or not, but I'm answering and responding like I am. And just say, hey, sorry, I can't get to the door, leave your flyer or leave whatever, thank you, I'm not interested. And I just find it better. It just makes me feel better to know that I can appear to be home even when I'm not. And it's also nice to be able to just flip on the camera and see what's going on in front of my house, even if I'm not there and there's nobody ringing the bell. Now, I know there have been some concerns over Ring with law enforcement and surveillance, and especially since they were bought by Amazon. Maybe those should be concerns, but I just haven't seen any evidence that any of my rings are being, or my ring, I should say, is being abused in any way. And it certainly does everything that I want it to. It's absolutely flawless. The main difference, I think, the practical difference between the Ring 2 and the original Ring. The original is 720p. The new one the Ring 2 is 1080p. So you're getting a much better picture out of it, which could be important if you end up with a security situation and you're looking to try to identify something. But the app is great. I mean, just all around, it's been a super positive experience, and I have not regretted it once. And in fact, I have the Ring 1 right now. I'm going to be shopping for the Ring 2 over the holidays to see, because there are already deals popping up on it, because I would like the upgraded camera. So go and check it out. The Ring 2 is about $199 stock price, and $99 for the Ring 1. And again, over the holidays, you should find deals on this all over the place. And
is that a subscription service?
Not, Kelly, no? It can, once again, it can be, but okay. You don't have to. The way I use it, I'm not capturing. I don't see any reason to be surveilling my neighbors regularly. So just occasionally, right? They'll be glad to hear that.
And I want to piggyback on that. We when we did smart doorbell research at my house, what we ended up with at Kelly Guimont was the Skybell, because it doesn't require any external stuff. It can sync to a certain amount of free cloud service if you want to, but you also don't have to use that, and it just gets recorded and sent to your phone and stored on your phone. And so if something happens, here's the reason that I keep asking you about this, is because Dropcam was a really awesome little camera that people could get and put in their house or their garage, whatever, and monitor everything. And then Google bought Dropcam, and then Google decided that the old Dropcams didn't need to work anymore. And so Google pulled the plug on all those servers, but because they were Google, they were able to send out to all those people, here's your new Nest Cam instead. Stop using that other one that you had and liked that we bought and killed. Use the Google one instead. And so ever since that happened, that's a thing that I've sort of filed away in the back of my mind. And so that's the thing I think about is at some point, is Amazon going to start just automatically charging you? You have to pay us $2 a month or your doorbell doesn't work anymore, things like that. So that was something that weighed kind of heavily into the equation when we were deciding. And that's how we ended up with a Skybell. It's 1080p. I think it was $150 when we got ours last year, and pretty easy to install. Works really well. It does the motion detection as well as if somebody actually pushes the doorbell. So you get the option of seeing if Amazon just comes up and doesn't knock and hucks something on your step and leaves, you can still tell something happened on the porch and I need to know about it. So that's another reason that I'm asking, is because I'm always worried about that stuff ending up sort of forced to be obsolete.
Yeah, I have not had that experience, Kelly. This too has motion tracking. I found that it's great. It is so sensitive that I had to turn it way down, or I was getting false positives all over the place, which is kind of a nice problem to have, because if I have to go one way or the other, I think I'd rather have a false positive than have somebody coming up with an axe to my front door and not knowing about it.
If it gets windy here, there's a big tree that's in the field of vision of my Skybell. So when it's real breezy, I get a whole lot of motion detection notices on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chuck, I have a question. So you mentioned both this and you mentioned the Wise. Do you have different use cases for them, or just experimenting with different cameras to see what you like best before you deploy?
Yeah, no, the Wise is all internal. I don't have it peeping out windows or anything. That's just, I keep one in for example, my living room, which kind of covers my living room, kitchen, and front hallway area. The Ring doorbell is strictly outside, and it has the intercom feature, which is similar to the Wise, but it allows someone to ring the bell and summon me wherever I am on my phone and answer that way. So it's two different cameras,
2 use cases.
and for 2 different use cases. Yeah, exactly. So when the whole video doorbell thing started, I was a little skeptical, and then I got the Ring and just never looked back, because it just suddenly made perfect sense about why you would want this. I do know, just be aware, folks, if you live in a neighborhood that has like an association or whatever, that some of them are starting to get a little touchy about this, because at least in theory, my Ring doorbell is pointing at my neighbor's house. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not doing anything nefarious with it. I guess theoretically, if somebody could tap into it, they could see. I don't think my neighbors are doing anything that is really worth spying on, but depending on where you live, maybe the neighbors are. So who knows? So that's 2 rounds. We have 2 more rounds to go. Let's see, checking the time. This edition of Mac Voices is supported by ATTO Technology, the power behind the storage. ATTO Technology is celebrating over 30 years in the Mac industry, providing connectivity choices of all flavors for all kinds of storage for all kinds of industries. Some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry rely on ATTO solutions. Names like ABC, CNN, Disney, Pixar, and Skywalker Sound. But they aren't alone. AT&T, FedEx, Lockheed Martin, and Starbucks also use ATTO products to do what they do. And that's why you should select ATTO products to do what you do. ATTO has solutions no matter what Mac you use. From the portability of the MacBook Air to the heavy firepower of the Mac Pro, ATTO is there with low latency, highly optimized Thunderbolt, and PCIe options. Visit ATTO at atto.com right now and find out how their solutions can be the answer to your problems. That's ATTO.com, atto.com. And a big thanks to ATTO for supporting Mac Voices. Ooh, yeah. We may cut that to 3 rounds because we're having too much fun here.
Excellent. Excellent.
So
your future guests will hate us.
Yes. So let's start round 3 and see how far we get. David, start out round 3 for us.
Okay, great. I will camp on what Mark just had with storage. I have this SanDisk 1 terabyte extreme portable solid state drive. It's 550 megabytes per second, USB-C and USB 3.1 in 1 terabyte. This thing is freaking awesome. It's so fast. I actually have a Windows virtual machine on here right now because I want to be able to test things on Windows when I have to, and I can't believe how fast this thing is. It's like having a second computer and not having it on a solid state storage device. It's small, it's compact. I mean, this is like almost like a pack of gum, really, if you look at it as far as the size goes. It comes in different sizes, all the way from 250 gigabytes, which I don't think anybody crazy enough to buy it that small, all the way up to 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes is expensive. This 1 terabyte one is $169 on Amazon. The 2 terabyte one right now, I guess it isn't available. So, but they have it for 30-party sellers. But I can guarantee it's a lot more money. But I think it's a great little device. Perfect what it has. It comes with the cable and it also has a USB-A adapter that goes right on top of this, so you can plug it into a USB-A port if you don't have a USB-C, and works really well. Super fast, great stocking stuffer, really, for the size.
I was going to talk about that, but I talked about the wireless first because I actually have it. That one is in my cart at Amazon, and I noticed that just checked it. It's gone up $20 since I've put it in about a week ago, but still about $150 for a 500 gigabyte drive, right? So that's decent. Have you used
size?
Yes. Have you used it in both modes, USB as both the USB-C and the other one? Because
works perfectly. The same speeds. You attain the same speeds. It all depends, of course, on your computer.
Sure.
Based on bus speeds, but the transfer rate is just phenomenal. Like I said, so to be able to run, I use Parallels with virtual machine for Windows, and to be able to run that and have it be a flawless experience is very impressive.
Yeah, I was looking at that as a way, maybe also a faster way of shuttling files between a Mac and an iPad, as well as I like to use the was it Lumina, the video editing app that we were all learned about at MacStock. I think might be better, more funner experience on an iPad versus using iMovie, on a Mac. So.
You did speak of iPad. Yeah, if you have an iPad Pro with the USB-C connector on it,
I do.
This thing is phenomenal. The file transfer rate on an iPad to this device and back and forth, flawless, very fast. But you're talking about Luma for video transfers. Yep. Yeah, it went into the Files app within seconds.
Okay, well, I've been preempted, but anyway, that's the way it goes.
There you go.
Wow. Bunch of steals here. Kelly, what do you have? Round 3.
Okay, I'm super debating because I did have something else that I wanted to use, but since we're probably only going to do one more round, I'm going to go with another container because I'm apparently all about holding things this year, and this is the Sutter Sling from Waterfield Designs. sfbags.com is their website. This starts at $169, and it's beautiful. This is actually my purse right now. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can maybe see. Pick up my previous pick because it's sitting on my headphone cable. There we go. Okay. So this is the Sutter Tech Sling from Waterfield, like I said. And here's the inside is a nice light color so that you can see everything. This pocket right here is softly lined, and the back has some real thick foam in it so that you can tuck an iPad in there. You can get the slightly larger one that you can put a laptop in this. So the bag would be a little bit bigger. But this will hold a recent iteration what is mine, 10.5 iPad Pro, is like custom for right in there. This also has a pocket right here on the side, and you can access it from either side. It's got a zip on either side. This in the front is leather, and the rest is waxed canvas. And I live in Portland, as people know. I take this out in all of the weather, and it holds up like a champ no matter what it's doing outside. The back is nice and padded, so like on a warmer day, you don't have to worry about it like making your back all sticky and gross. It's got a nice shoulder strap here. It's got a good buckle for adjusting the strap. Another thing I like about it is that you can adjust the strap itself. So it's a sling bag, but you can put it on either side. So if you like wearing it on one shoulder more than another, you can do that. Oh, I have a lightsaber in here. There's a shock. It's got a couple of pockets inside for smaller things. Like I don't feel like broadcasting my purse to the internet right now. There's a pocket right here for a wallet. There's a couple of tall, skinny pockets for pens and pencils. Like if you have an Apple Pencil and you don't have an awesome case to hold the pencil for you, you can tuck it in here. I've done that. It's got a key leash on the inside. This can also hold a tile, the tile tracker. Ask me how I know. And It's super durable. I love it very, very much. Like I said, it's my purse. This is my go-to bag. I use it all the time. The one thing to know about it is that the main compartment is like one giant pocket. So I have like a number of things like this that I use to make sure that I'm keeping everything together. It starts at $169. That one there is $169. It comes in the brown. It also comes in black. And Waterfield makes beautiful things. I have loved everything from Waterfield I ever got a chance to get my hands on, and that is no exception. Like I said, it's my go-to bag. Every time I leave the house, that bag is with me. Sometimes I have to take my laptop bag too, but I always have that one. And that one, it's super durable. It works really well. Like I've also used it as a conference bag. So it's not meant to be a purse. It just so happens that when what you carry around is a battery and an iPad and an Apple Pencil and a phone and a couple of cables, in case, it makes a lot of sense for your bag to be a tech bag. And then like you can also put your wallet and your lip gloss in it, because sometimes that's what you need. And one of the things that's really great about it is that like I've used it at conferences like at MacStock. Like that was my go-to bag for MacStock because I could drop my keyboard in there with my iPad. And then I could take all the notes I wanted, and I had everything that I needed right there in a small, lightweight bag without having. So if you need an alternative because you're not taking your entire laptop with you, that's a really, really good way to do it.
Very nice. Very nice. Waterfield always makes such great stuff. There's no question about it. It holds up so well and it looks great. And there's just there's no reason not to get Waterfield if you want something that will hold up and looks great.
And is designed for Apple Gear. Like that's designed to hold an iPad, or it's designed to hold a MacBook. Like if you get something that they make for a laptop, then it's absolutely custom designed to hold that exact device.
Just like WeatherTech for custom built carpets and protectors for your cars and trucks.
Yeah, the laser measure floor mats. Yeah, it's basically the same kind of thing. And I've only ever seen them used and loved. I've never seen one like coming apart. I've never heard anybody complain about a Waterfield bag. And I know a lot of people who have at least something of theirs that they really, really like. So I cannot recommend them highly enough. So if you can treat yourself, or if you can treat somebody else, again, somebody's getting an iPad, you want to get them something nice to go with it. That's a good way to go.
Good choice. Good choice. Mark, what do you got? Round 3.
Round 3. I think it's time to move on and talk about power. Again, if you're traveling internationally, I purchased an adapter in Chile this year so I could charge other Apple devices. And I was looking at that with all collection of all the other international power adapters and stuff I have, and I figured this is nuts. And if my wife is traveling and we're on vacation, instead of having nuts times 2, there's got to be a better way. So there are a little cube-like adapters that have built into them, a variety of the different power slots, power standards that will pop out. And inside of it, they have power supply, so you can plug in. In the model I have, you can plug in 4 USB charging devices, and they're 10 amps each. So that's sort of not the super high speed, but it's better than that tiny little thing that comes with everyone's iPhone. It's sort of like the 10-watt power supply that comes with an iPad. So the one I have is. It's called Universal Travel Adapter. It's made by a company called One World Travel, and I'll send you all the links. You can buy it at Amazon. It's about $20. So it's a great device. It's been field tested. So that would be one thing I recommend. The other thing I recommend is a battery charger. And the one I'm looking at and I use, I bought a couple times, is the Anker PowerCore 5000. And the thing about this is most power chargers, they're sort of flat like this. The Anker, it's cylindrical. So it provides a lot better use of space, especially if you're trying to pack it tightly. So you can get it in either 5,000 or 10,000 milliamp hours. The one I have, the 5,000.
That's the 10.
Mine's okay. Yeah, that's the 10. That's a different model. Mine is cylindrical. It's actually packed. It's in a travel bag at the moment. And I get 2, maybe 3 charges of an iPhone with it. It's great for other devices, like the Bose headset that I use, as well as charging an Apple Watch. So it's a great all-around device, and it's not very, very expensive. As I said, it's under $20 at Amazon. So the third thing I'd recommend, and this is just very quickly, is Amazon has their own line of proprietary electronics. It's like their equivalent of their store brand called Amazon Basics. And they have a lightning to USB cable, that so you can buy a single cable for like $12. You can buy 2 cables for like 15. They're 3 feet. They're less expensive than the Apple cables. You can use it to charge as well as to route signals. I bought one recently to replace the Apple cable I was using in my car, where at the end, the thing over about 2 years of time, it had just frayed. And the Amazon Basics, they actually have a strain relief, so it should eliminate that problem. So, it's, I think all the goodness of Amazon, you get a good product, good warranty. It's easy to buy. Depending where you live in the U.S., you could probably even get same-day delivery. So it's great product.
Yeah, I've got a number of Amazon Basics things on my list that we're not going to get to today, but it's surprising. I'm not sure that everything that they sell under that brand that I would want to choose over a quote unquote name brand, but there are a lot of things that are just kind of generic that you can save a pile of money on,
yes.
and they do a good job for you. So
yeah, for instance, I don't know if I'd buy a Thunderbolt cable because that requires and has an active chip in it, and there's real engineering work with that. But for other cables, it's digital signal, and as long as you have decent copper and decent mechanical packaging, it's good buy.
Yep.
Yeah. My house is all Team Anchor. By the way, I just need to second that recommendation. Like I said, that 5,000 is the one I just pulled out of my purse. Is my 5,000 battery that I carry around with me all the time. I have a 20,000 that's like a big old bar like this.
Me too.
I call it my Disneyland battery because it will charge my phone, Mr. Kelly's phone. It will charge whoever else we're with's phone, and then it will charge them all. And an iPad if I have it with me, and it will charge them all a second time. And I still am probably not even taking like 50% off of that battery. But Anchor's also really smart about what they call power delivery, like how fast it will charge. So there's smart tech in the battery that will power it up as fast as your USB thing that you plugged into it will take a charge. So that also makes it really efficient if it's something that you really need. So, and it's funny that you said Apple Watch because I have a 1-foot Apple Watch cable in my battery, with my battery, because I found one of those and instead of having like all that cord, I have like the 1 foot. And then also it's just in there with my battery because when I had an old Apple Watch, it wouldn't make it through the day. So sometimes if I was out, I needed to charge it. And now it just becomes part of my travel gear because that battery goes with me everywhere. So I automatically know that even if I forgot my watch charger, I still do have one.
Perfect.
Good. My round 3 pick. I've been debating, but I think I'm going to go with the OWC USB-C travel dock. If you own a USB-C MacBook, whether it's there's David,
you stole it.
I stole it. Another steal. Yes. Yeah, this is just. I mean, David, hold it up again because I don't have mine here. But yeah, it's so small, and yet it gives you everything you need. You get 2 USB ports on it, standard size USB ports on it. You get a pass-through USB-C, so you can charge your computer while using it. and you get an HDMI output as well. And I tell you, it is so nice. This is a classic example of why Apple was brilliant when they put the USB-C ports in. Because instead of trying to figure out what I want or how many of them I want, you can just plug in one device like this, and especially if you're on the road, and you get all the connectivity you need. And of course, in a future pick, we'll talk about another OWC dock. But this is for travel, and there's just no reason not to put this $49 dock in the little bag that Kelly has and carries around. And that way you can connect anything to it. You can keep on charging it. And you can drive an HDMI monitor or TV or whatever. So this is just one of those, as far as I'm concerned, one of those essential pieces of equipment if you have a USB-C MacBook.
Works with your iPad too.
That's fantastic.
You know what? I don't have a USB-C iPad, but you're right, David. I keep forgetting that that. Okay, so that's another reason to buy a new iPad. Thank you, David. That's cost.
Yes, that's right. As well as now all your listeners will know you don't have the latest and greatest, Chuck. So, shame.
Yeah, well, I keep waiting for the next one to come out. Because I'm right there. I'm right ready to do it for lots of reasons. And
there's a moment coming. Here it is. You're too late. It's gone.
Yeah. He's not crazy like me.
Yeah. No. It's just, once again, you don't have to have the latest thing if what you have is working for you.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, guys, I'm looking at the time, so I'll leave it up to you. Can we do round 4 real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just do a lightning round.
Okay. A lightning round for number 4. David, lightning round.
Because you stole my other one, I have to come up with another thing. The Lume Cube light that I'm actually using, awesome. I just lost it from my screen here, so I have to be quick. LumeCube.com. It's the little Air little cube. It's only like $60, and it comes with a couple different filters. You can mount it to your camera. You can mount it to right now I have it setting up above me here, and it's on I bought a separate little tripod that's magnetic that can stick to anything. It's a really awesome little light, and that's what everybody sees the light that I'm showing right now on my face. It really does really well for a small little light, and it has different modes of lighting that you can change. In fact, I've got my Anker battery plugged into it to keep it from not running out of juice. It's I believe it's right around $79, or it could be a little less, $59. The Lume Cube Air, and it's about 5,600 K as far as lighting goes. So it's bright. It goes real bright, and you can use it anywhere.
Okay.
I've got one, David, and I tell you the key to that is get those diffusers, because the diffusers.
And that's what I have. I have the one diffuser on right now, and you can see that it's not. It makes me look nice.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh man! Wow.
All right. So Kelly, lightning round.
Okay. I am picking something that I really like. I have these in my house, and that's the Wemo plug, the Wemo Smart Plug, specifically the Wemo Mini. Oh, did I get Chuck again?
You got me.
Okay. I always feel a little bit bad, but I always feel a little bit happy. So I'm very sorry, not sorry right now.
We've gotten each other today.
Yes. So I love the Wemo Mini, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a smart plug, so it's a nice way to dip a toe into home automation. Chuck, you and I talk about this regularly, it seems like. It's a good way to sort of upgrade that weird, like you have that lamp that you really want to turn on, but the switch is in a weird place, or like it's really high and far away, or it's never, like the light is right next to you, but the switch is way over there and it's all weird. And this is a really easy way to resolve that. The killer app that I have found for my Wemos is Christmas lights. So since you have to crawl all around under and behind and whatever, when you plug in your strings of Christmas lights on the Christmas tree, you can use a Wemo to do that, and then you can operate everything with your phone. Number one, you can use the app and you can turn it on and turn it off, and you can give them different names. So if you buy like a multi-pack of Wemo switches, you can set them up within the app and give them different names. So I have a few at my house. So I have one that's called Christmas Lights, and I have one that's called Hot Water because I have a hot water boiler. And so I have a timer set for that one. So it comes on in the morning to magically make hot water so I can have coffee in the morning. And it's all ready and waiting for me when I get out of bed, which is amazing. And also you can set them to time off. So you don't have to worry about turning anything off anymore, because you can tell it like after 2 hours, turn it off. Or only, you're only allowed to be on for a certain amount of time. Plus, the Wemo mini switches now have been upgraded, and they are compatible with HomeKit, and they are also compatible with Google Home devices, and they are also compatible with Amazon Echo devices. So you can tell the A-Lady, or you can tell the lady in your iPhone, or you can tell your Google Home to turn on the lights, turn on the lamp, or turn on the hot water, or turn off, and it will do all of that for you. And then not only will it work itself within the app, but you can also set up if this, then that triggers. So there's a lot of ways that you can automate some of that stuff. So maybe it comes on when you come home, or it comes on like at sunset every day. And there's ways that you can automate some of that stuff really easily and make it happen really, really well. So that's my bonus. That was my bonus pick.
Very nice. And you did get me, Kelly, because it's on my list. It's on my list. Mark, lightning round, fourth round.
Okay, I have parts A and B. So part A is, we're all talking about all this stuff that we're looking and buying. Some of it may replace other stuff that we have. So instead of just sticking in a box or in a file drawer or desk drawer, sell it. Let other people use it, or let it be recirculated responsibly, or just get some money out of it. There are three places I recommend. The first is probably not known to a lot of people. It's Amazon actually does have a trade back and buyback store. It has kind of a complicated URL, so you're going to have to look at Chuck's show notes in order to see it. Okay. Next is a place called Declutter, DECLUTTR, declutter.com. And then finally, one's probably a lot of people have heard, www.gazelle.com, like the animal. They've been sponsors. They seem to sponsor podcasts around this time of year, although I haven't heard anything from them yet. I have personally used all of them in the past several years. They each seem to have a different focus. Almost all of them will take back things like Macs or iPads or iPhones. Some of the others are different. Some will focus on video games. Others will focus on DVDs, interestingly, or other electronics, like just, I checked, they'll buy back, at a fraction of the price, my book wireless as well as hard drives and things. So that's a great way to, get rid of, stuff. I think the technical term is crap. You get it out of your desk drawers and repurpose it for better use. The second thing is, as always, we're holiday season. We've had fires again this year in California, not as horrific as last year, but there's other places every year that seem to get hit by hurricanes or tornadoes. So the people who take care of them are the American Red Cross. So I urge you to go out and make a donation. Don't just think narrowly about your own self and family and friends. Think about other people who are in need as well.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Except for the fact that now I look like a greedy slob because I'm going to talk about something that I want or I use. But still, your sentiments are perfect, Mark. Good job. Good job. But Mark, I'm going to kind of piggyback on what you and Kelly were talking about, and that is mobile power. Kelly, you said you have a Disneyland battery?
Yes, the Disneyland battery.
Yes. Well, this is more my conference battery. This is the Jackery battery. This is a 6,000 portable milliamp charger. It's got one port to charge, but what makes this so nice, especially for a guy who doesn't have a purse or whatever to carry around, is that it comes with built-in cables. So you flip them out, and they are, as you can see, they're attached at the bottom. They fold in. There's a lightning cable and a USB mini cable, micro cable. So I can pretty much charge just about anything somewhere between these two. And usually what I really care about are my AirPods and my phone. Those are the two things because that's what I'm carrying during the day. It's not so big that it's terribly obnoxious in a suit pocket or a breast pocket of a jacket. And if you have a friend that needs charged, you can charge your battery. And there's two. It's got that much juice in it for a day. It's not something I'd necessarily want to take to Disneyland. But
that's what this one is for. This is the 20,000 battery. Yeah. That monster. But this, and this is $31 on Amazon, and that of course includes the cables. So you're getting cables, battery, and a nice little compact design as well. So I encourage you to. How does it charge, Chuck?
It's through I don't know if you can see it, a micro USB.
Micro, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty standard.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like all the anchors. The difference is the building cables, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That's the killer, because the last thing I want to do if I'm sitting in a presentation of some kind is try to be digging out and trying to figure out cables and all this. I just pull out, pop the cable off, and plug it in, and you're done. So Jackery.
Very cool. There's a company called MyCharge that has their battery pack. It looks like yours, but then the prongs pop out from the side of it and it plugs straight into the wall. So you don't have to have that micro USB cable piece in order to charge it. You just pop those out, plug it into the outlet, and then fold the prongs back in when you unplug it from the outlet. And then, I think you have to have a cable with it. But that one is another one that I have one around here at somewhere. I know I do, but but I really like them as well as the Anchor stuff that I've got. So
yeah, guys, that's a bunch of good picks right out of the gate. It's going to be interesting to see what I know. There's a lot of stuff still on the table, but I think we took some of the very popular ones off already and stole a few from each other too. So before we wrap it up, I want to make sure everybody knows where they can find you when you're not here on the gift guide. So David, what are your latest projects?
Well, still doing podcast In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com. Happy to announce that I have a new co-host, Warren Sklar, is going to actually starting recording the episode actually tonight. So we're going to be mixing it up with Warren as well as guests, and the show keeps going on, and we're having a blast doing that. And check it out on the website and give it a listen. And of course, you can catch me on Twitter at DaveG65.
Great. Happy holidays, and thanks for being here, David.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Kelly?
You can find me on Twitter as Verso. You should find me on micro.blog under the same name. You can hear me every weekday morning where I host the Mac Observer Daily Observations podcast over at macobserver.com. And if you are lucky, you will get notes from listeners who agree or disagree with you. When you're me, one of those people sometimes is Chuck, which is why I'm pointing it out. And you can also find me occasionally over at the Incomparable Network, where I will inevitably be talking about many Star Wars related things this month and next.
Why am I not surprised? Have a great holiday, Kelly. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yes,
and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Mark, where can folks find you?
They can find me either at LinkedIn, Mark Fuccio. You can contact me, or at Mark Fuccio on Twitter, where I share all sorts of things of interest from serious to occasionally some of the really bizarre and satiric.
Yes, I can attest to that. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. Oh, and Mark, I'm sorry. Happy holidays. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
There's many holidays between now and Christmas. And I think in 2020, this holiday gift guide will go over really popular lately. when it finally gets published. I hope these products are still in the stores. Because we have an early head start on that year's gift guide.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices. A couple things that are a little bit different about this closing. First of all, we have I will be compiling the gifts, all the gift picks, obviously in our show notes. And we really appreciate if you can click through there because it helps support the show because we use Amazon affiliate links whenever appropriate. But I'll also be compiling the gifts in a Flipboard magazine. So it's kind of our version of the old Sears Wish book. You'll be able to flip through there and see images and links and even place your orders right through there. So go check both out. There are links in the show notes here to both of those. And happy holidays. We'll be back with more soon. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with Mac Voices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.